Hi, my name is Charlie Caruso and I'm the founder of Puggle FM, and we're really excited to be launching Puggle Communications, which is an offshoot of what we originally started doing, because we really want to help SMEs, not-for-profits, better access the ability to get their message across, their content out there, so that people are able to engage with their brand. And sometimes this is really tricky because it's expensive to go to a marketing consultant, or a lot of people don't feel like they have knowledge or the ability to do it themselves. And so we thought we'd start a YouTube series to give a little bit of insights on tips and advice on how to manage your marketing, your social media, and as well as business growth strategies. And we might even do things like planning events, anything that our audience or our user base finds valuable. So I thought I would start the first video being on just some basic tips on social media, because social media is probably the #1 question or area of concern that a lot of not-for-profits or social or SMEs come to me sort of a little bit worried that they're not sort of managing appropriately. So I'm just going to give quick run through of 3 bits of information that I hope you might find valuable, and I'll go in depth perhaps on some of these in other videos. So my #1 piece of advice is to really research your target market. Really understand who they are so that you can then understand what social media platforms they're using. Now, Google's a wonderful resource, as we all know. So once you do have a good grasp on who it is that you're trying to engage with, Google and find out who are the best, which platforms that they're typically using. And I know that information is out there. Literally, there's new platforms created, social media platforms created every single day. And so the idea of trying to do all of them at once is really not achievable or attainable, or it should even really be your goal. You really need to be just focusing on where your target market hangs out so that you can spend as little time as possible to get as maximum gain. So for example, if someone came to say, one of my clients said, I'm trying to attract mums or parents, I wouldn't typically advise them to invest a huge amount of time on Twitter, albeit that's a general comment, and depending on their specific needs and their specific target markets, that might be different. But I would be more inclined to suggest to spend more time on Facebook, or say something like a Pinterest. So, Facebook's a really solid one. It covers a lot of target markets. And what's really valuable about Facebook still is the insights page. And I'm always shocked to how many companies and organizations don't use that page properly and are not checking in on a sort of a weekly basis to see what their engagement stats are like, and what their audience on social media is in comparison to what their target audience is, and how they can potentially sort of change that graph that we all know to swing in a better direction. So that's something that you should be doing if you're using Facebook, or even if you've just started out, is to really start using that insight page to grow your engagement levels. Now, the other thing to remember is it's social media, so it's social. It is not an avenue for advertising, and you've really got to think of yourself as the target audience, and whatever posts you're putting out there, is that something that your target audience would want to share, like, or engage with? Are they going to find that content valuable? Because if they're not finding your content valuable, you're going to start getting annoying and they will disengage from you. And that's a bigger issue than them just not knowing that you're present and are not engaging. So we don't want to be constantly pushing out the please donate to me, or this is our sale, or this is our product. It's an important element of it. It definitely should be somewhere in your strategy, but it certainly shouldn't be all of it. So you need to be thinking about what content might my target audience be finding valuable, and integrate that into your strategy. And sometimes that is brand specific, and sometimes that would be content that other people are creating that you think would be valuable for your social for your social media audience. So it's really important to just understand that it is a social account, and it's a way for people to engage with your brand and find value in that brand outside that of your particular product or your particular service. So I think that's a really crucial point. The final one that I'll make is I get a lot of concerned clients. I don't have time to be on social media an hour every day. The reality is you don't need to be. Facebook has the option to pre-plan posts, and while I wouldn't suggest to pre-plan all of your posts because you come across quite robotic and it really does become not as social, and people can tell that it's been pre-planned. But definitely like 30 to 40% should be pre-planned. That's what I sort of suggest to people. There are other amazing tools like Hootsuite. That's Hootsuite, and there's lots of ones similar to Hootsuite, which allows you to put all your social media platforms into one. So you have one central place to go to check out what your social media platforms are doing, what your engagement levels are, and also to post from. So it's important to be aware that those sort of tools are out there to help you out, so that you're not feeling like you're continually having to post on lots of different avenues. So hopefully you find those 3 bits of information helpful. If you do, and you know anyone else that might find this valuable, I ask that you share it. And I'll be back very soon with some more information, not only on social media, but on lots of different marketing strategies, business growth strategies that we hope might help the non-for-profit sector and the SME sector thrive and get their story out there. Again, my name is Charlie Caruso. I hope you found this valuable. Ciao.